Hi, I'm Kat. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to put together the Cricut designed hot air balloon pop-up card. This is a really cute design and I think it would be perfect for Valentine's Day, which, as you know, is just around the corner. Now, I've not made this card before and I'll be making it for the first time on camera, so why not cut out the pieces and make it along with me. Let's get started. So here I have all my pieces that I cut on my Cricut Maker. I use the fine point blade. My cardstock is Recollections cardstock I got at Michael's. And I also needed my scoring tool. I have my scoring stylus, but you could use the wheel if you have it. And also a fine point pen for the ink details on the front of the balloon. Where your scoring tool scored those lines, you want to make sure that you fold on those lines, and I always like to press it down with my scraping tool here just to make sure that they're really solid creases, and I can fold them whichever way I need to. Now these two pink roundish bits are going to be the framework for the balloon, the top of the balloon, so all the other pieces are going to slide into this framework, so you want to make sure that you're going to be gluing it together correctly, otherwise everything else is going to go completely sideways. Now you can use tape if you want, double-sided tape, whatever you like to use. I've got my Recollections glue. It dries pretty quick and I can move things around a little bit and adjust them if I need to. So I'm going to speed it up just a little bit right now. As you can see, got my trusty Recollections glue, and I'm going to glue the two pink pieces together. So this is, as I said before, going to create the framework. So you just want to put a little bit of glue on the ends there and glue it to the other side. So the first two pieces that we're going to slide into this centerpiece are the heart pieces. They're the biggest hearts. So if you did use different colored cardstock to cut these out, you just want to start with the biggest ones with the basket on the bottom. And they're going to go in the center two slits with the ink details facing outwards, if that makes sense. So you do on one side, you're going to repeat exactly the same on the other, again with those details facing out. Slide in those slots up into the center. There we go, and if you've done it correctly it should stand, but it will also fold flat as well. So next I take the two blue balloons with the baskets, or whichever colour you have them, it's just the other two hearts with the baskets attached, and they're going to go in the next two slots on the outside of those pink ones. So I did also cut out two pink hearts and two white sparkly hearts. I used a glitter cardstock. I got a really gorgeous set of glitter cardstock in a pack from Michael's, and I just could not wait to use it, so I added a bit of sparkle to this card. And as you can see, I'm just gluing the back of the white hearts, putting them on the pink hearts. Now these are going to go on either end of that balloon top there to finish it off. So now I'm going to put a bit of glue on the pink structure in the middle, and that's what I'm going to attach the hearts to on the outside edge. I'm going to do one on one side and match the other one on the other side. Now do stick around to the end of the video, because I do make a couple of mistakes in this video and I'm going to show you how to fix those. So if you just got a Cricut, or if you had a Cricut a while and you're too scared to get it out of the box, pick a project, get the machine out and just play with it, because honestly, make a mistake, correct the mistake, no one's going to know. It's your craft at the end of the day. It's handmade by you, and no one's going to know if you made it slightly differently. So just get it out, have fun, and play. Honestly, crafting calms the soul, and I know you're going to have fun either way. So I just glued down on this side as well, and I'm going to stick that heart down to join the other one. So I flipped the card upside down because now we're going to put these two blue pieces in, and these are going to stabilize the pop-up part a little bit more. So just slide them in the slots. It's a little tricky, but persevere and you will get there. So slide them in on both sides, and that's going to help with the structure of the pop-up. So this pink part is going to go around the outside of the basket at the base of the balloon. And as you can see, it does have ink details on it. The Cricut did draw that for me, and I used a gel tip 0.8 glitter black pen. So that was the glitter gel pen from Cricut, and it really does add a touch of sparkle, so I like that. You could just put a fine point pen in there, any one of Cricut pens will work. So once I make sure those score lines are folded, I can connect it this way. So there's a little tab that you just tuck in there, and that's how that connects. But what you're going to do now is make sure the card is flipped upside down. I find it's easier to work with upside down, and then just wrap that pink basket around the base. And then just take that tab and tuck it in that slit. Nice and easy. And if you didn't see, I did also flip the pink piece upside down as well, so that when we turn the whole card over, it's the right way up. Now when I flipped the card the right way up, I did notice that the blue hearts dropped down into the basket. They didn't stay where they were supposed to be. So I rectified that by adding just a tiny touch of glue. Now this glue does dry clear, so you're not going to see it in the finished card. Maybe there's a way to redesign it so there's a piece of cardstock that holds them in place, but this was the way I fixed it for now, just to stop those hearts sliding down and out of place. Next, we're going to poke the tabs through the center of the cloud and then flip the card over and make sure those tabs are folded over. So that's going to secure it to the base, and that helps with the pop-up mechanism when you open and close the card. There is actually a score line across that cloud, but you can't really see it in the video. And I'm just going to add some glue underneath the tab here, and the same on the other side. So I'm just going to put that to one side while it dries. And while that's drying, I'm going to show you quickly how to fold the envelope. So this was cut on one sheet of patterned paper. I use paper for the envelopes because it is thinner, it's lighter for mailing any cards, and you can make the envelopes really interesting with a pattern on the inside. I use my scoring tool once I've folded it down, and that gives me a definite line as to where to put my tape or glue. You have two squares that the Cricut cut. Now these I did in a light blue. Originally I'd cut them in a sparkly cardstock, then I realised you'd have to write on them, so I switched that out and went with a light blue. This is also going to be the inside of that cutout balloon on the front of your card, so I would put glue on the card rather than the square so that you don't end up with glue in the wrong spot and showing through the centre there. Now do keep a close eye, because I did actually make a couple of mistakes with this card. I wasn't overly careful and I did cause some smudging, but if you stick around I'm going to show you how I fixed my mistake. Now while that's drying, I'm going to work on the front of the card. I cut a small white heart and I'm going to put that in the centre of the balloon, but do you see the mistake? Oops, I managed to smudge it. The ink detail on the front of the glitter didn't quite dry and I swiped my finger across it. Fortunately, I had cut another one of these cards out of pink and I decided to use the offcut of the heart to fill in my hot air balloon. So always save your scraps. You never know when they might just save a project that you're on. And in hindsight, be a little more careful if you've got ink on the project and you're just going to smudge your fingers across it. So I sped this bit up, but as you can see, I'm playing it safe by using my Cricut tools, my tweezers, and my weeding tool, so that I don't put my fingers on the front of the card again. I think it's that gel pen on the glitter cardstock just did not dry, and that's where I got all smudge happy. Placing the pop-up part of a card really is the tricky bit, because if you put it in the wrong place, it's either not going to pop up properly, or your card won't open flat, or you'll have part of the inside pop-up sticking out one of the edges of the card, and then it won't fit in your envelope either. So I like to do it flat, and that way I know for sure it's going to lay flat. So glue one side underneath that cloud, press it down, and repeat on the underneath of the other side of the cloud. If you enjoyed today's video, I have lots of other pop-up cards to show you, so do check those out. Like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click that bell so you're notified when I get my next video out. I hope you had fun making this card with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks for watching.